Welcome to Industrial PLC Applications. This video is part of the First Look series that will introduce you to different features of the Connected Components Workbench software and programming a Micro 850 series PLC. This First Look video is on falling and rising changes of state. We have here a very simple program. One input controls an internal variable called Q. But logically speaking, Q has two possible states, Q on or Q off. Speaking in Boolean, we would say Q and Q not. In this scenario, we can see that at any given instance, this one variable will be in either state. We can use this in programming. Rung 2 is normal, and rung 3 is not logic. It all depends what the PLC is told to examine. If we were told to plot the change of state of Q and Q naught over time, we would see that they are indeed reciprocals. This allows us to use the negative period of transition, or off, and the positive period of transition, or on. If a solar cell controls a yard light, it is de-energized without light. The normally closed contacts close the circuit and turns on the yard light. At the same time, if it was equipped with normally open contacts, they would open. It could also turn off a cooling fan. Conversely, when the sun came up, the solar cell would energize. This closes the normally open contacts and turns on a cooling fan. At the same time, the normally closed contacts open, turning off the light. The other key point here is the transition itself. The PLC also has instructions that examines not only the current state of a variable, but also the moment of transition and the direction of transition. When a variable changes from false to true, from off to on, the PLC examines the rising edge. This false to true, or reg, occurs only once in a single scan, and in the case of high-speed operation, this single transition is critical. Fun fact, counters require true to false transitions to work. When a variable changes from true to false, from on to off, the PLC examines the falling edge. This true to false transition, or fetch, occurs only in a single scan. If you want to monitor the single scan change of state in the program, you can use a special direct contact called a pulse contact. But here, there is no direct or reverse. There is a rising edge and a falling edge variation. The proper names are pulse contact rising edge and pulse contact falling edge. These two instructions only operate, or are true, for a single scan. This allows for a very short controllable logic without repeating it over several scans. There are also two output instructions that only execute for a single scan. This allows the PLC to energize or de-energize a bit for just that single scan. Their proper names are output pulse rising edge coil and output pulse falling edge coil. This has been a first look at the rising and falling states of a variable. Stay tuned for future videos in the first look series, including bits or bytes, data size, variables and their constructs, and changing the workplace. Also be lookout for the next series, deeper look, and the final series, deep diving.